Hey everyone, my name is Stephanie. I want to thank you so much for taking your time out of your day to be with us. If you're new to our channel, welcome. Normally, I'm either in the kitchen or in the garden, but I wanted to do something just a little bit different today and show you all some of the footage that I got when we went to Salem. And, well, you're not going to see any of Boston, and I'll tell you why. So I went with my friend Sarah. We had this trip planned out. And I brought my little vlogging camera because I really intended to get a lot of footage while I was up there, but we got so swept up in it that I just didn't take any videos until I was forced to. We got in on a Wednesday, and that night we went to Salem to eat at a back alley bacon, which is kind of a local thing. It's a speakeasy for pork products, and that's exactly what it is. They have a special on Wednesdays. That's the only day they sell it. You have to go up, ring a bell. It's cash only. You have to say the passphrase, which obviously I panicked and couldn't remember the passphrase, which it was hilarious. But anyway, we got some delicious food that night. We did a tour, a walking tour, a historical tour. I love a haunted history tour. It's one of my favorite things to do in a town. But we did that, and then on Thursday, we spent the day in Boston. Had such a wonderful time. While we were waiting in line at Back Alley Bacon, we were talking to some of the locals there, and they were like, don't go to Mike's for your cannolis. Go to a place called Bova's. B-O-V-A apostrophe S. Bova's. Excuse me, Bova's. We did that. I didn't even think I liked cannolis, but I absolutely did. We actually made a stop when we were coming back to the airport in Boston. We left Danvers, stopped at Bova's, and then went to the airport. I bought our Lyft driver a cannoli for taking us. He had never had one either, so it was really funny. But we started out at the North Shore. We had lunch at Little Italy, which was delicious. I think I had a meatball sub and a salad and a cocktail. That was perfect. We walked through the business district, I don't know, up some huge hill. I had to stop for a minute. And we walked down through Beacon Hill. We went past the Boston Commons. We saw the Cheers bar. We went to the Boston Public Library, went through some great shopping areas. Took the train over to Harvard. We visited there, and it was really, really pretty. It was definitely something to see. I'm glad we went. It wasn't on my priority list, but Sarah really wanted to see it, and I'm so glad that we went. So we did that that was on Thursday. So Friday and Saturday we spent the day in Salem. And on Friday we pretty much spent the whole day there. We had a tour that night, and once we got done with the tour, it was kind of drizzly, kind of rainy, and we stopped at this place called Goodnight Fatty to get cookies. They make these gourmet cookies. I think I got a Twix cookie that was delicious. So we did that. We were standing by the Witch Museum waiting for the Lyft driver to pick us up. So I'm sitting there with like a hot cookie in one hand. I've got a crossbody bag. I got a coat that's strangling me. I got an umbrella. I think a bag of, I don't remember. I had a bunch of stuff. Anyway, I think I had like a shopping bag of stuff. So anyway, we get in the Lyft, we get back to the hotel, and like 20 minutes later, I was like, I wonder where my phone is. Which brings me to Friday to Saturday in Salem, when I got to use my vlogging camera because I had no other way to document anything. So what I'm going to share with you today is footage from that Saturday. We got back to the hotel that night, and I decided to go to the hotel lobby and track my phone. The Lyft driver said he didn't have it, and I was real frustrated with him, but I was trying not to panic at the whole situation. So I was able to track my phone. We took a Lyft to like an arcade, like Dave & Buster's almost, but it was something local to that area. And we walked around. I had it linked set up on Sarah's phone, so I was just ringing my phone every 5 seconds, walking around listening in people's cars and things. It was hilarious. And Sarah said, just go in and ask these people if they have it. I was like, that's the dumbest idea I've ever heard. I don't know these people. We've never been here. Why are they going to have my phone? But I did it, and I walked inside, and this girl probably thought I was insane. I was like, look, obviously I'm not from around here. You can tell by my voice. But my phone is saying that it's here. Did anybody turn it in? And sure enough, y'all, somebody had turned my phone in to this restaurant, probably thinking that whatever dummy owned it would have the presence of mind to track it and go get it. So I got there in the end. I was just a little slow. That's also not the first time that I've left my phone in the Lyft or Uber. It happened with my friend Jenny when we were in Orlando before too. So it just happens. I had a lot going on. It is what it is. But anyway, so this video that I'm going to show you is our day on Saturday. No, on Friday. Is that right? No, this is our Saturday day? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, Saturday. It was in November, so it was after all the hype had died down from Halloween. We really wanted to go, but there's porta potties in October. But I'm past that. I'm past that age. I'm not about that lifestyle. I'm going to go when that's not a situation. So anyway, that's why we went this time of year. Excuse me, this time of year. We did miss a lot of the really good foliage, but the trees were still pretty. They just weren't like pretty. So I'm going to read a little bit off my phone to tell you guys a little bit about what you're going to see. The memorial for the witch hysteria is kind of where this starts off. This is next to the Charter Street Cemetery, which is the second oldest cemetery in the whole entire country, not just that state, in the whole entire country. At the back of the memorial, and I talk about this a little bit, there's an open space where those that were killed, that were convicted and killed, they can actually, you can see their accusers' headstones from where you sit within that cemetery. And it just really gave me chills. Along the entrance, I didn't get as much of it as I wanted to, but there were some, hey, sweet boy, there were words of the accused. I was trying to read my notes, sorry. I got some videos, but not as many photos of the words of the accused proclaiming their innocence, just right up until the absolute end. And those words are cut off mid-sentence. Again, that was not something that was on purpose. It just like that opening in the back where they can see their accusers' graves, their words being cut off in stone was very, very deliberate. I'll throw in just a little bit of quick facts that you may not be aware of because I'm a giant nerd. None of the witches in Salem were burned. Burnings only happened in Europe. There weren't any burnings in America. All of the executed victims were hanged except for Giles Corey, who was pressed to death. And there were several men. You'll see that in this video. There were several men. A lot of people think that it was just women. That's actually not the case at all. Oh, one other thing is that some of these people that were accused, I think Rebecca Nurse is one that was a really good example, probably were practicing folk magic as far as there were like puppets or herbs, that kind of thing, folk magic, but that's not what they were accused of, and that's not what they were convicted for. They were convicted for actually associating with the devil as if he were standing right here with you. So that's something to just be aware of. It wasn't just like, oh, that's kind of a neat person, or, you know, just a bit eccentric, or that's the midwife that you go to. It wasn't necessarily that. It was actual communing with the devil. So I thought that was kind of interesting. You'll see photos and pictures, videos while we were at the cemetery. But there was a guy that was there doing some repair work because someone had actually vandalized this memorial. They poured concrete in the letters G for God and the L for the Lord. They had concreted that in on these accused victims' last words. I don't understand why. I mean, obviously this has been well over 300 years ago and people still have some strong feelings about it. And you don't get to, I thought I videoed more of that than I actually did, So I just put in some still photos of it, of the guy doing the repair work, and you can see the business that he works for that does that repair. So just amazing to me that we're this far removed from those trials and people still feel some kind of way strongly to vandalize these type of memorials. I don't know what the principle behind the vandalism was. I don't understand why they did it or what point they were trying to prove. But anyway, they did that. Also, if you're a fan of the movie Hocus Pocus, the first one has a lot of places that were featured in the Hocus Pocus movies. So it was really fun. We didn't get over to Max and Danny's house. Honestly, by our last day there, we were pretty beat. And we kind of just wanted to go back to the room and rest. But we did see the Ropes Mansion, Allison's house. Rich people, right? It was beautiful. The home was absolutely beautiful. I did get some good footage of the gardens. I would love to go back and see these gardens in the summer when they're really in bloom, because they were absolutely stunning. There were so many beautiful old houses, old trees, things that just I loved seeing all of it. We also went to the town hall that's in Hocus Pocus where Bette Midler sang "I Put a Spell on You." That was so neat to see. The first time that we saw it was on a tour, and I squealed just a little bit. I was like, ah, Hocus Pocus. Because, I mean, it is what it is. We had lunch across from Derby Square where the townhouse is. We had lunch at the Lobster Shanty. I think it's moved. I still follow them on Facebook because I refuse to let that go. But I did see on Facebook that they have moved, so I'm not sure where their new location is. But they were just across from Derby Square. And that lobster roll was fantastic. Sarah and I split an order of cheese sticks and a lobster roll, and it was outstanding. Oh, we also saw the Witch House, which you'll see in here. The Witch House is the only standing structure in Salem still associated with the trials. Now, no witches lived there. It was actually Sheriff Corwin, who was a pretty shady dude. If you start looking into these and learning more about the witch trials, Sheriff Corwin was a real shady guy. But we did see his house. It's not in its original location. It has been moved. It's been a few different things in its lifetime since the trials. I think most recently it was a pharmacy, and then the Historical Society or maybe the Peabody Museum bought it. And I don't think Peabody owns it. They say Peabody, not Peabody, like we say down here. Peabody. But anyway, I don't remember. I don't know who owns it. It might be privately owned. I don't know. But anyway, it's shifted. It's not exactly where it used to be. It's been moved over some to make room for a new street. But it's an absolutely beautiful house. We didn't go in. I kind of regret that. I wish we had gone into it. And you're missing out on all the places that we saw the day before, which were absolutely stunning. Here's my final takeaway. I know that I can't tell a short story. It just is the way it is. But if you are interested in history, if you're interested in the witch trials, if you just really like cool, kooky towns, check Salem out. It was beautiful. The folks were friendly. Not going to run up to you and be all up in your business maybe like we do down here. But everybody that we met was genuinely friendly and just so enjoyable to be around. Boston, I was shocked at how much I loved Boston. I had no idea that I was just going to be enamored with the place so much as I was. We flew into Boston, we stayed in Danvers, and then visited Salem. Danvers is actually Old Salem Village, which is where a lot of the hysteria started for those witch trials. And then it moved into Salem Town, which is the Salem town of present day. So we did take some time on Sunday before we left to go visit some of those sites in Danvers and Old Salem Village. It was pouring down rain. We went to the Rebecca Nurse homestead, and it wasn't Rebecca Nurse that had the Poppet dolls. That was Bridget Bishop. I apologize. We ate at Turner's Seafood that was actually located about where her apple orchard had been. And supposedly you can smell apples sometimes when you walk through there. We didn't smell any apples, but it was still just neat to be having dinner. I had a lobster pie, and oh my gosh, it changed my life. It was so great. Just being able to have dinner at a restaurant that was in such a historic location. It was also in the old Lyceum building where so many lectures were done. It was where Alexander Graham Bell made the first long distance phone call to Boston. Like, where are you going to get this kind of history? It's really amazing. And I just can't say enough good stuff about that area. One last thing that I'll tell you, I had no idea that the Boston area was well known for roast beef sandwiches. I mean, down here we just eat Arby's. It's delicious. It is what it is. Oh my goodness. We ordered takeout one night from, we DoorDashed from Supreme Roast Beef. And y'all, I have never had anything so flipping good as that sandwich. I got like a beef and cheddar on an onion roll with caramelized onions, I think. I think that was what was on it. I don't know, but it was so good. It was so good, in fact, that we ate that like on Friday, I think, and then on Sunday when we were at the airport to fly home, after we had made our stop and we're taking our like 75 cannolis through airport security, nobody even batted an eye, which was hilarious. But anyway, we found our gate, and then there was a Kelly's roast beef. So we stopped and we ate a second roast beef sandwich while we were there at the airport. Wasn't as good as Supreme. So I don't know if that's because we were eating like at an airport, or if it just wasn't, it's just not quite as good. Anyway, I hope you enjoy seeing some of this footage that we shot. Bear with me because I really was not used to this camera at all. I'm still figuring out to this day, but I don't use it. I'm trying to use it more now that we're getting into this YouTube thing. But it is a little shaky, it's a little wonky, and I am fully aware that you don't have to point it out to me. But if you want to leave a comment, if you have any questions, if I can answer them, I absolutely will. I'll also leave links below to the companies that we took tours with, or places that we went that were kind of interesting. Anything that I can find that I think you might like, I'll try to link that below. But if I don't include something, just let me know, and I'm happy to try to find an answer for you. As always, thank you so much, and let's get this started. This was from November 22, and it's, yeah, our trip to Salem. I hope you enjoy.
Open a little button. Is this the cemetery?
Yeah, I was just videoing here. You want to walk through there? Yeah. Oh, I want to. Yeah, I thought I'd try to.
I didn't know if it was like part of like Should we get to the airport and actually check our luggage before we can see that, you know? Yeah, we did it.
Welcome in. Please keep on the pathways and don't touch the grave markers.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Looks like it, doesn't it? The picture of what.
So they left these bars through the Bewitched Memorial, or the Victims Memorial. They left those bars because in this area are some of their accusers, so they can see between the two. I just think it's really cool. Really neat symbolism. I also took a video of the some of their last words, some of their denials on the entryway to the cemetery, and those words are cut off by those walls, and that's not an accident. I believe this is the tomb for one of the judges. That might be a daughter, and this is his, something like that. I'm not exactly sure which. I believe that was the daughter. I think that's what we learned last night. So neat to see all of this. I mean, these stones are older than our state. It's just amazing. Tree roots. Whoa, look at this tree. Oh my. Oh, she's beautiful. You can't take me anywhere without expecting me to look at these big trees. These images are not doing anything to show how big and gorgeous these things are. I just adore good trees. It's kind of weird to say, but it's where we are in life. This is the second oldest cemetery in the entire country. The oldest one, I think, is down in Boston. You might have walked past it the other day. I'm not 100% sure. But, yeah, the second oldest in the whole country. I mean, these headstones are just amazing. I hope some of this writing is going to show up once I get it on the computer. But I left my phone in an Uber, so I was really glad that I had brought this little camera with me. I do want to walk back over to the near the Witch Trials Memorial, because they say Nathaniel Hathorne's stone, it got broken off several years ago, so he's got a newer stone. And our tour guide last night was Sarah from Salem The Podcast, and she said that they came out one day and there was poo smeared all over his new headstone. So in her words, don't touch that one, it has cooties. So it was pretty gross. But I mean, it wasn't you know, a horribly long time ago that happened, so people clearly still have some strong feelings about this whole fiasco with the town. Some people are pretty accepting and open of the history and that the witches are here now, kind of thumbing their nose at this dark time, and other people don't really want it to be a witch city. There's a lot of information about the show Bewitched. Mary Ward, aged 73 years. Wow. John Cabot, physician, who died June 3rd, 1749. Some of these stones are just so weathered you can't even see it. But anyway, they were saying that the show Bewitched had a lot to do with the success of Salem and what initially brought so many current modern witches to this area. I know more about that if you want to know. I can tell you, but I'm not going to do it right now. These headstones are absolutely beautiful. I'm going to take a picture. Hold on. I'm not 100% sure where Sarah is. I think oh, I see her. I've lost her. She's over there waiting for me. 1688. But I'm going to walk back around. So this is where I came in. I'm going to walk back around here to see the Cody headstones. Because why not? There's a lady working. I'm going to ask her so I can confirm which stone was half horns. Okay, I found the stone. And it's literally just across the way from the memorial. I hope he's harassed. Like a lot. Like a lot. Alright, we're going to get out of here. And we'll see what's next. The back side of the Charter Street Cemetery. So we are in Derby Square, which was named after, I think his name is Elias Hesketh Derby. That's where the town hall is. I'm walking around to the back side of it, and he was one of the super wealthy shipping merchants here. He also has Derby Street named after him, Derby Wharf, and probably a bunch of other stuff if my guess is right. This is also pretty. It's very pedestrian friendly. And I'm gonna get backed up here so we can get a good shot. The sun is definitely working against us at this angle. But anyway, this is from Hocus Pocus. How cool is that? Alright. I'm gonna get back around to the front of it. I love the wood shutters on this old building. I don't know what the building this is, but it's very pretty. Let's see. No, let's go down a bit further. So there it is from this angle. Get up there. Yeah, it's super pretty. But yeah, I can hear Bette Midler singing "I Put a Spell on You." Just a cool old building. I like them all. This place here across the way is where we're gonna have lunch at the Lobster Shanty. It's technically breakfast for us unless you count all the junk food and pretzels that we ate. I think Sarah might have had an Uncrustable. I still have one sitting out on the counter at the hotel. There's an artist row behind there as well. And there was one real grumpy old lady. Hey there! How are you? Have a great day. So anyway, this lady was real grumpy and made sure that nobody cut line. So this is where we're going for lunch. The Lobster Shanty. I'm so excited about this place. It was on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, evidently.
There's shoes, goth puppy stuff. Hey everybody.
This place is wild. She said this was Salem's oldest bank, and it's now a retail store. And I can go back to the vault. Oh, this store is Blackcraft. That's so wild. Wow.
Santa Claus always talks about the, how do I grade? He just, apparently, did that for a year, and for 1 year, he just stopped. Oh, no one knew why. Apparently,
These are the gardens of the Rose Mansion, Allison's house. Look, it's the little free library.
I don't buy nice sunglasses because I lose and break sunglasses frequently. That's on my nice stay in my car. That once you buy a nice pair,
I can't believe how many flowers are still blooming right now. It's so pretty, and again, I can't believe it's November and all these flowers are still in bloom. Oh my gosh, look at this tree. Oh my stars, I gotta get closer to it. Sarah's already up there. I love it. We are at Proctor's Ledge in Salem, where they believe that the hangings actually occurred. So they've made this memorial, and it says Proctor's Ledge, and this post has 1692. And then it's got all the victims' names on it. Yeah. Bridget Bishop, Sarah Good, Elizabeth Howe, Susanna Markham, Rebecca Nurse, Sarah Wild, Reverend George Burroughs, Martha Carrier, George Jacobs Sr., John Proctor, John Willard, Martha Corey, Mary Easty, Alice Parker, Mary Parker, Ann Pudiator, Wilmot Red, Margaret Scott, and Samuel Wardle. We had to walk probably half a mile from town to get up here, so it was probably out and kind of remote back in the day. But you can also see there are rocks. Oops, sorry. There's some rocks down here. And then on top, people have left some treasures, some buttons, some coins, shells, all along the way for them. There's some candle wax. I'm not going to touch or disturb any of this. But it's really neat to see. This is a beautiful rock. Oh, it's painted. Let's see if I can get a look at it. There's an R on it. Lots of buttons. Some candles. There's a staff. I will not be touching that. Candles, candles, candy. More buttons, more candles. There's a hair tie. Pencils, shells. Pretty cool. Thanks again so much for watching this video. Again, I know that it wasn't the best quality, but if you've been interested in visiting Salem, I hope that it gives you an idea of what they have to offer. If you saw a business that you like, a lot of these businesses you can check out online. They have a great website, destinationsalem.com. I'll link that below as well. But anything, again, that you guys have questions on, let me know. I'll try to answer those for you. we had a great time. I am ready to go back. I'd like to go back in a little bit warmer weather and be able to spend more time. I honestly thought with 2 days there, we were going to see and do everything that we wanted to do. And I didn't. Sarah may have, I don't know, but I wanted to see and do so much more. The longer we were there, the more we learned about the area, the more things that I wanted to see and experience. I know at one point on Friday we were there and we just kind of walked down to Derby Wharf and they had Adirondack chairs there we could sit at. We had been to Yield Pepper Company, which is the oldest candy shop in America. We got like a couple of like chocolate covered turtles, those kind of things, and just sat there, kind of played in the water. I had on my bean boots, so I was able to splash around in the water a little bit, found some shells that I brought back. Just little things like that were so amazing to do. So anyway, I know this has been a lot of me talking, and I appreciate you guys so much for sticking around. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I don't have any big trips coming up right now, but I will try to make sure to include you guys on those if it's something that you're interested in. And again, if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks again so much for hanging out with me. If you have any questions, leave those below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Thanks so much and have a great one.